Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's keeping safe. And today we're going to be all talking about gender equality. So when I say all, I mean, so I'm going to be speaking to you now, but that means you can continue the conversations at home with your parents, with your siblings, with your friends. So gender equality. But before we actually look at gender equality on its own, I feel it's very important for us to actually look at the nature of what equality is. Actually, it'd be better if we put it this way, that equality is a byproduct of love. So only when we have love inside of us, when our heart is welled up with love, then equality is a byproduct of that, and we will then treat everybody equally. In the absence of love, that's when we discriminate. So let's, for a few minutes, just try and understand the nature of love. So what is love? First of all, love is something that we experience inside of us. And the reason for us to become in touch with that love inside of us could be many different things. It could be because of an external something. So it could be through your parents, it could be through sibling, it could be through something, whatever it is. That can spark that love inside of us. Or it might not be anything external, where you've just had a profound experience, where you've experienced love from within. So when you're in love, what is that love like? That love does not discriminate, just like fire. If somebody's to go up to fire, it doesn't matter whether they are an adult, whether they are a child, a student, a teacher, that doesn't matter. Whether it's a piece of wood, that fire will treat everybody equally. It will give out heat, because that's the nature of that fire, to give out heat. It's not going to say, well, you know what, I'm not sure about you because you look a certain way, so for that reason I'm not going to give out my heat to you. That's just not how it works. So that's how fire works. The nature of fire is to give out heat, and that heat doesn't discriminate. In that same way, when we're in love, that love does not discriminate. It radiates to all equally. So meaning, if we are loving towards one thing but not to another, then we'd have to question ourselves. Are we actually experiencing love from inside? Because when we are, it's not going to discriminate. So the nature of love is that it treats everybody equally. So that's the first point to look at. And the second thing that great saints I've heard saying is that within love, there is no desire. Within love, there is no desire in wanting something in return. So somebody beautifully put it and said that where there is love, there is no reason. Where there is a reason, there is no love. So a great saint by the name of Bhagat Farid Ji, whose words are in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, said something beautiful. He says, Farida, ja lab ta neho kya. So lab means where there's that desire and want. So I'm gonna be this way to you. So I'm gonna be loving to you only if you are able to do this for me, provide that for me. So Farid Ji is saying, if Farida ja lab ta neho kya, this says, like, where is the love in that? There isn't love in that if you've got those conditions. So we often say, I've just said that word, so I'm sure we've all heard that love is unconditional, right? And does that mean then there's another type of love that is conditional? Of course not. There's no such thing. There is only one type of love, and that love, the nature of love, is unconditional. If it's conditional, then it's not love. So Farida ja lab ta neho kya, then he says that lab ta kooda ne ho. So he said, if there is that greed and desire in wanting something in return, he said, then that's false. That actually isn't love. So that's the nature. And it says that in love, it's just pure sacrifice. There's just pure giving. And where you are willing to give and do anything. So now hopefully we've got a little understanding of what love is, and you know, this is something that we can expand on, but that will give us a gist. Going from that and then looking at that, that's when we're actually able to experience and understand and treat others equally. So now looking at gender equality. So gender equality, so if we've got that love inside, then it doesn't really matter whether it's about gender, whether it's about race, religion, caste, creed, color, all of these things, then it'll all be the same. It doesn't matter. So, but so we're going to be looking at gender equality. Let's just take a look first of what Guru Nanak Dev Ji says within Guru Granth Sahib Ji, what the words of Guru Nanak is about gender equality. So Guru Nanak has dedicated a verse about women, and in this verse there's one line that is very famously quoted, especially by women, and that line is that so kyo manda akhiye jit jam hai rajan. And what that translates to is that why call her bad when she is the very one that gives birth to kings? But what's often missed is when we talk about this line, we don't tend to look at the complete stanza, and it's very important for us to do that. So in this stanza, Guru Nanak actually starts off with saying that Pand Jamye, Pand Nimye, Pand Mangana Vyaho. And what Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying is that it's that woman, that Pand Jamye, that gives birth. Pand Jamye, Pand Nimye, it's that woman that conceives. Pand Mangana Vyaho. And then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says it's that very woman that you go and ask her hand for in marriage. Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that Pandaho hove dosti, Pande challe raho. Meaning then it's that very woman that you actually have that friendship with. Meaning that she becomes then your companion, somebody that you ask advice from, somebody that you have these conversations with. And then Pande challe raho, then it's her that you take advice from about how to go forward in many different situations in life. So why is Guru Nanak Dev Ji reminding us all of this? Some of us may think that this isn't so relevant in today's age, but I feel that it's very much relevant. Why? Because what Guru Nanak Dev Ji is doing here is telling us, is truly teaching us about what equality is. That equality is actually taking something or someone for what they are and treating them equally with respect as you would anything and anyone else. So equality is, in essence, means that I'm not looking down at someone. I've not got caught up in my arrogance. Equality is to say that I'm not looking up at somebody, putting somebody on a pedestal, and I'm not looking down at somebody. Because the moment I put somebody on a pedestal, in that very moment, then I'm going to have to look down at someone as well. That is not equality then. And these things Guru Nanak Dev Ji highlight about a woman is because we often think that equality means being able to do the same things. So whatever a man can do, that a woman can do and should be allowed to do as well. The essence of equality is not that. That's not even a question. Yes, if a woman wants to do a certain job that a man wants to do, or vice versa, that's great, that's fine. But inequality is when you take a woman and you look at her qualities for being a woman, and then you look down at her and you say that, look, that's all you can do, that's all you're good for. That is inequality. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is reminding us, great if she can do what a man can do, whatever job that might be, right? I'm not going to now start labeling or listing these jobs because I don't want people to start, thinking, oh, but you didn't mention this, and what about that? So it's not about that. What it's about is reminding herself that Guru Nanak saying that if a woman has the ability to give birth, that woman is great for that. And not saying that a man is less great because he is not able to do that, but if there is something that only a man can do, then Guru Nanak is saying that that man is great for that. It's looking at everybody in that way. Equality is. So for example, let me give you a quick example as it's just come to my mind. I don't want to forget it. So if you take two people, one has a certain build and the other person has a different type of build. Somebody might be a little bit more muscular and the other isn't. Equality wouldn't be that you give them both the same amount of weight to carry. Equality, love is that you are loving towards both of them and you've got that ability, that discerning intellect, what the Guru refers to as Vivek Buddhi, to be able to say, well, this person needs this amount of weight to carry accordingly to their body, and this one needs this amount of weight to carry accordingly to their body. But I don't look down at anyone. I'm not now putting anyone, I'm not saying because of the one that can carry more weight is better than the other person. And I'm not now putting them on a pedestal and looking up at them and the one that can't carry as much weight and then I'm looking down at them. Because then that would be inequality in the way I treat them. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, don't forget that a woman doesn't need to say that I am as great as you because I can do what you can do. No, Guru Nanak is saying you are great because of what you can do anyway. But if you can do that as well, great. You can take that as a bonus. But you're not any less if you can't do that particular work, because Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, look, don't forget these things that we should highlight. We should all be actually glorifying that. Wow. We sometimes think, well, these are the obvious things. And sometimes that I find that we can actually shy away from these beautiful natural qualities that God has given, right? So Guru Nanak is saying, Pandit Jammiya, that wow, you have the ability to give birth, and Guru Nanak is saying that's wow. Pandit Nimiya, you can conceive, wow, right? Not that, oh, that's all you can do. And it doesn't matter if you can do that or can't do that. That's irrelevant, but look at what you can do, and that's amazing. And then Pandit Jammiya, Pandit Nimiya, Pandit Mangan Vyao, right? And look at, and you know what, within these lines, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says something so kind of, it's in one breath it's funny, but on the other breath it's so profound. Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying that Pandamua, Pandapaliya, this says that very woman that you might be looking down at to say that that's all you're good for, Guru Nanak saying that when she actually passes away, if she dies, Pandamua, Mua means to die. Guru says that when she dies, what do you do then? Saying to a man. Because Guru Nanak here is speaking to those men of that time, of a certain kind of perception of life that looked down at these women. Guru Nanak is saying, then what do you do then? Pandapali, then you're looking for another one. That very woman that you're there out trying to curse. So then Guru Nanak Dev Ji goes on to say that So kyo manda akhiye jit jamme rajan, that why call her bad when she gives birth to kings? So I feel, looking at that it's very important for us to all understand equality on that level. If we take an example, there's somebody by the name of Maipago, right, and who then took Amrit, who then was initiated by the Guru into the Khalsa Panth and was then called Maipag Kaur. And she was one of the first to be known to be in the Guru's army, who came fighting and who came into the battle of Muktasar. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji fought about 14 battles, and in the last battle that the Guru fought was the battle of Muktasar. And in that battle, she took part in that battle as well. She came into that battle, and today still in Hajur Sahib, so in more of southern India, that they still have the guns that my Bago used to actually use. And those guns are huge, that those guns like this, no way somebody like myself could lift them, right? But a lot of people, what they do is they actually glorify and they talk a lot about, we should talk about women in our history. And then they often talk about my Bago and say, look, she could do that, so any other woman can. But it's very important for us to understand that yes, she had the ability to do that, and Guru Nanak did not take that away from her. Guru Gobind Singh Ji did not take that away from her. If Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave a kirpan, the sacred sword, to a man, Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave that to a woman as well. But it's not that women or my Bag was great just because she was on the battlefield, right? That was her bonus. But if a woman has got this beautiful quality, for example, and she's amazing in the kitchen, nobody should feel ashamed of that, to say that, oh, you know what, that's not all women are good for, right? If a woman has got this natural touch, because the Guru talks about this connection that a mother has with her children, that nurturing nature of this mother is so beautiful and unique, and we should never ever overlook that nature, because it's only the mother that's been given that ability to be able to feed her own milk to her child. The Guru talks about that too, Bar bivasta tujhe pyare doodh, that the mother is given this sweet milk to be able to nurture a child with. We should not feel shy to say that a woman is great for these qualities that she has been given. In that way, then she wouldn't need to try and fight a corner to say that, look what I can do this as well. Great if you can do that, but you can look at what that Creator has given you the ability to be able to do. So my Bhagavad, yes, she fought in a battle, and we can look at that to be her bonus. And equality is that both of them, the Guru never said that you cannot do this. The Guru said, yes, you can do this as well. So hopefully if we can reflect and take something away. So if I was to give you some wrap-up points as we finish this talk, number one, that equality is a byproduct of love. The nature of love does not discriminate. Love radiates to all equally when we are truly in love. In love, there is just pure sacrifice, there's pure giving. In love, there is no desire for anything in return. Love in itself is selfless. And so that's where equality comes from. And then equality is treating everybody equally in the sense to their abilities, but in the same breath to say that it's not that you're not allowed to do something because of your gender. So hopefully we can all embrace this and start connecting to the deeper self within each other, and remembering that equally we all have that light of God within us. This is equality too. There is not less light in one and more than the other. Yes, there's people that are in touch with the light more than others, but we all have that light equally inside of us. We all have the ability to connect to that light of God inside of us. Sab mein jyot, jyot hai soye. Guru Nanak says that jyot, that light of God, is spread amongst all humans and creatures and all the creation equally. So let's try and connect to that deeper self within each other as well, to that light that is in each other. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.